It's a new year, a new season, and we are underway.
Really dominating fashion here today is going to win.
2, 3, and 4 for the final time.
Win number 1 on the season, only just barely.
He is going to win here at the Nazareth Speedway.
Wins the Emerson Electric 100K.
Gonna be Igor Barretto's gonna eke it out.
Cup Series champion is Shane Lake in the number 15.
Welcome to the NOFSRL.
On the eastern side of the St. Louis Metro here in Madison, Illinois, we are here at the World Wide Technology Raceway at Gateway for this race number 22 of 32 in Season 3 of the NOFSRL Cabela's Cup Series. This is the Bass Pro Shops 500K, 50 laps around this 1.25 mile flat speedway. Let's take a look at your point standings here coming into this race with 11 races to go. Coming into this one after the barn burner at Richmond last week, Trey Smith holds a 12-point lead over Darian Arnsdorf. Sam Oskin is 42 points behind in third, and as you can tell right there, just by that gap, we're really seeing who the contenders for the championship will be at the end of this season. Brad Stover there, fourth in points, he's 45 back. Roy Ribbleton, 57 behind there, fifth in points. Will Parrish, 64 behind. He losing 2 positions in the points after Richmond. And then we have Benny Watson there, 3-time winner this season. He's 67 points back. Beverly Creed, 8th in points, 78 back. Ben Crouch, 9th in points, 81 points back. And Sebastian Kukulon breaks back into the top 10 in points. He is 85 points out of Trey Smith's points lead. The last of the full-timers in points, it is Andrew Miller. He is 211 points out of the points lead. Remember, the most points you can get in a race is 48, and the least you can get is 2. So you basically need to have everybody in front of him finish in exactly the order but reverse, and he needs to win 5 or 6 races in a row, preferably, if he wanted to work his way back up to championship contention or into championship contention, because he has had a dismal season. But he is starting from the outside in 4th place, so we'll just see how it goes for him here under the lights. Nathan Smith going to lead us to the green flag here in just a few moments in that 84. Smith coming into this race 32nd in points, 160 points back after gaining 4 spots at Richmond, and he is looking to continue the upward trend he's been on in the last few weeks. Let's go down track side. We'll get you your starting lineup so we can get this show on the road here in Madison, Illinois. And the engines will come to life here at the World Wide Technology Raceway Gateway. 42 going to roll off from the pit road. It's Nathan Smith, the Polar Star Motorsports driver, on the pole position there. He's starting alongside the 13 Geico Toyota of Chimera Racing's RJ Rosero. In row number 2, we find the AutoNation 400 winner from a few weeks ago, Ethan Lewis, in the 51, starting alongside his teammate Andrew Miller in the 35. In row number 3, we find Dracoan Racing Enterprise owner-driver Owen Miles, starting alongside the 22 of Dan Park for Blackout. In row number 4, we find Will Parrish, 6th place pointsman, coming into this one, alongside last weekend's winner Mitchell Collins in the 59. Rounding out the top 10, we find Sophia Fragniti there in the 38, starting alongside the uncharted number 41 of Aiden Macro. That rounds out the field here at the World Wide Technology Raceway at Gateway, and we are more than ready to get this one started. The first time the Cabela's Cup Series ever made a trip to Madison, Illinois, and we are more than ready to get it going here. 50 laps under the lights here at Gateway. It's going to be a good one as the pace car comes down onto the pit road. Smith, Rosero, Lewis, Miller, Miles, Park, Parrish, Collins, Fragniti, and Macro leading us to the green flag. Ladies and gentlemen, it's time to go green flag racing at Gateway. Let's get this show on the road. A much cleaner start for sure tonight than in the Scots National Series. Last night, Park into the outside wall out of turn number 4, but Nathan Smith is going to lead lap number 1 of the Bass Pro Shops 500K. Ethan Lewis taking a dive on Rosero there for that second position in turn 1 and 2, and he is going to successfully take that position away fairly easily, too. It was very difficult last night with the lower horsepower cars to make a pass here at Gateway, and we have already seen a pass for second there, and Lewis is going to close in on Smith there for the race lead. Could he potentially make a move down the front straightaway, headed off into 1-3 wide, a little further behind Collins, Macro, and Thibodeau going at it there for, I think that's 10th. Give it to Macro right now in the 41 as Alexander Rowe in the 11 working his way up there. The top 2 stretching away from the rest of the field. It's Nathan Smith, Ethan Lewis. 1-2. Staying nose to tail right now. Owen Miles in the 3rd position there. And Smith slides wide in the lead. Lewis taking a look to the inside. And at 51, they're going to be side by side off of turn number 4. Down the front straightaway. They're going to be dead even. Headed off into turn number 1, and who's going to have the advantage? Smith trying to work that top side. Ethan Lewis down low, trying to get by. Got it! Nathan Smith falls to the 2nd position, and Ethan Lewis to the point here at the World Wide Technology Raceway at Gateway. And that has allowed Owen Miles to close in that 25. There he is, coming in behind the 84. And behind him, Fragniti and Miller going at it. Miller still stuck on that outside lane, not the preferred lane at all. As you'll see here as the battle for second manifests between Owen Miles and Nathan Smith. Smith from 1st to 3rd on the start. The pole sitter slipping a little bit, but Sebastian Kukulon, who started outside the top 10, is working his way to the inside of the 5th place driver, Andrew Miller. He's trying to move into the top 5. Still has yet to win a race in the Cabela's Cup Series, and he's off to a fabulous start here tonight in the Bass Pro Shops 500K. It's still Ethan Lewis leading this thing, searching for his 2nd victory of the season. It'd also be the 2nd of his career in the NOFSRL Cabela's Cup Series. Owen Miles settled into that 2nd position, though, looking for his first points-paying win ever in the Cabela's Cup Series. He won the Duel at Daytona number 2 last season. Started off season 2 with 3 top 10s and did nothing the rest of the season. But he is here in 2nd, having a good start to the night for the Dracoan Racing Enterprises team. His teammate Eric Monaco, however, in the 55, sits 27th on track. So the owner-driver in that Fanta Dodge is definitely flying the banner high for Dracoan. As in behind, Andrew Miller closing back in on Sebastian Kukulon there for that 5th position. As we look back here, Brad Crawford, Independence 500 winner, going at it there with Will Parrish and Alexander Rowe. That's back for the 12th position right there between the 11 and 07. Parrish slipping a little wide there on Dan Park there for 14th. Park looks like he might take it away from the 0. But we'll check back in up front. It is Ethan Lewis with a 0.4 of a second lead over Owen Miles. Sophia Fragniti has caught Nathan Smith, and if they get side by side, this could allow Kukulon to close in on those two. The gap between 1st and 2nd stayed exactly the same to the nearest 100th of a second, 0.41 between Lewis and Miles, as Fragniti and Smith are going to go at it there for that third position. A calm start to this one, unlike last night, but it is an action-packed one all the more. As we look deeper in the field here, Andrew Williams and Christian Vargas going at it there as Keegan Thompson, last place starter, drives away from them. Thompson now up inside the top 35 on track right now. Not a good run for him, but he didn't qualify well, so he's going to make the most of what he has been given here. As up here for third, Fragniti, Kukulon, and Smith all going at it. Move Kukulon to fourth and trying to give Fragniti the old boot scoot boogie there. But Lewis still leading this thing ahead of Miles. Looks like the gap for the lead has grown a little bit. We'll see officially that time by as the standings update. Yes, they did. Exactly half a second between Lewis and Miles, as Miles starting to fall into the clutches of Sophia Fragniti. Kukulon back there in fourth, and Miller and Smith going at it there for that fifth position. Side by side, headed off into three. Miller trying to work that top side. He's doing a good job of it so far, but Smith definitely the inside is the dominant line. There's no doubt about it. And Fragniti is going to slingshot around Owen Miles there for that second position. Down the front straightaway into turn one, though. Miles with the dive on the outside. And Fragniti is going to stretch away from this, and that's going to allow Kukulon to break into a podium position as well here for the time being on lap number 12. He'll take that Combos Toyota into the third position. Great run so far for Sebastian Kukulon in the 82. An even better run for Ethan Lewis. Started up inside the top 10, and he has led almost all the laps so far. And Team Velocitar has definitely given him a rocket ship here for the race in Madison, Illinois. The only stop on the season for the Cabela's Cup Series here in Madison so far, but there's been rumors going around of a possible twin 400-kilometer double header for next season. We'll have to see how that materializes as silly season building up around the schedule and everything else continues to unfold in the NOFSRL Discord, as Fragniti closing in on Lewis. Lewis did not get a good exit there off of turn 2 at all. That's going to allow the 38 to close in. A Mustang 1-2, and if they get side by side, that could allow Kukulon in the Combos colors there to close in. Lewis and Fragniti getting closer than a middle school couple in the hallway. This is getting antsy for the race lead here on lap 15 now of 50, as we have 36 laps remaining. Fragniti slides a little wide there. Lewis staying glued on the inside like a cat on Velcro, and that's going to allow Kukulon to close in on that 38. Kukulon flying the banner high for Trinity River Racing. His teammate Sam Oskin in 25th. Oskin a two-time winner this season at Homestead in Las Vegas. Kukulon has not won yet in his entire Cabela's Cup Series career, but he's come so close so many times. One guy that used to come so close so many times to a win that actually has wins now is Ben Crouch there in the 74. He's grabbed a couple already this season. Texas Motor Speedway, where he charged to the front all race long and eventually got up by the final pit cycle and won. And then Road America, where he played the fuel mileage lottery right and brought home the big trophy in Elkhart Lake. He, the Season 1 champion, has definitely found his footing with his own team, Chocolate Reigns Motorsports. Unknown if they're going to come back next season with the new regulations not allowing for any owner drivers next season. The minimum amount of cars you can own is 2, the most is 3. So the regulations getting tighter here, but it's going to allow for more participation in Season 4 of what will be called the Trinity River Cup Series, as the accordion together, the top 3 Lewis, Fragniti, and Kukulon all right there under a blanket, especially the front two. Fragniti taking a look at a possible dive into one, not going to get down to the inside. Definitely the tires are wearing away as we get later off into this race. Caution free so far through the first 17.5 laps. But Fragniti pressed against the back side of the 51, still not making a move. Could Lewis slide wide here? He slides a little wide. Here comes Fragniti to the inside. And is Lewis going to have a better exit off of 4, though? It looks like he will. So Lewis is going to hold on to the race lead. And meanwhile, we're going to have a battle for second as Kukulon takes the dive up high on that 38. And no surprise who comes out of that. Ahead, Sofia Fragniti on that inside line. Now approaching lap 20 as they come around this time. We'll take a look back at your points leader, Trey Smith in the 77. Here he is battling with Dan Park for 16th on track. He's 17th on track right now. His nearest points rival, Darian Arnsdorf, in the 14 is 31st on track right now, and so I don't think that Trey Smith is in any jeopardy of losing the points lead, as looks like something happened with Chris Reynolds in the 42. A lot of damage on that car, both sides, left and right. As for the race lead, Fragniti took it away from Lewis while we were going back through the field. It's a pity we missed that, but Lewis and Kukulon side by side for second. Lewis is going to have the advantage there on that 82. Miles there in the 4th position, closing in as they have battled for a few laps now. Thibodeau there in the 5th position in the Jacob Company's number 33. Oh, Lewis slid a little wide again. Kukulon right there, pressed against the backside. On to lap number 22. 29 laps to go in the Bass Pro Shops 500K here at the Gateway Motorsports Park. Sofia Fragniti continues to lead this thing. Ethan Lewis in 2nd. Kukulon in 3rd. Owen Miles 4th. Jacob Thibodeau 5th, pole sitter Nathan Smith back to 6th, Ben Crouch 7th, Aiden Macro 8th, Alexander Rowe 9th, Andrew Miller and Madison Tull going to go at it there for that 10th position, but that's how they run right now on lap 23 here at the World Wide Technology Raceway at Gateway, and Kukulon slides a little wide there, and that's going to allow him to fall into the clutches of Miles. Not what Kukulon wanted, but that is going to bring Miles into this lead battle. Just a couple laps away from halfway home here at Gateway. We're in Madison, Illinois on a gorgeous evening for racing, and it's been quite the race so far. Obviously, though, the tires wearing away as we get off later into this run, and everyone's just hanging out single file right now, but Lewis closing in on Fragniti a little bit there. Out of turn 2 and down the backstretch. Kukulon hanging in right there behind in that 82. He's going to slide a little wide. He's fighting a loose race car right now. He's not just fighting worn tires. He's fighting a loose race car. Wheeling the daylights out of that thing right now. As we are on to lap 25 with 26 laps to go. Something, as mentioned earlier, happened to Christopher Reynolds, but it did not bring out a caution. Maybe Charlie Davenport could have been a catalyst of that. Take a look as he comes around here. I don't see any damage on that 19, but he is off the pace. But as we come around for halfway this time by, let's do a one lap, crank it up. Crouch going to hold off the challenge from the 11 of Alexander Rowe there for 8th. Miles finally is going to get to the inside of Kukulon there for that 3rd position. As I guess Kukulon slid a little too wide, just wide enough for Miles to get down there. And will he be able to take that position away from the 82? Kukulon going to try to work the top side out of turn 4. Miles still there on the inside for a potential dive bomb into 1. And he is definitely still there on the inside. Kukulon trying everything he can to hold on to that 3rd position, but it's not going to happen. Move Owen Miles to that 3rd position. Well, he's still not giving it up, but that's allowing Jacob Thibodeau to catch up to these two. And Kukulon with a massive dive on the outside. Now Miles might have a little bit of help here as Reynolds comes down to the pit road. Could we be seeing the beginning of pit cycles as Kukulon finally stretches away from Owen Miles? A little slower there on the inside, and even Thibodeau is going to take the challenge up on the top side in that 33. Miles will hold on to that 4th position for the time being. Reynolds, the only one on the pit road right now. I can only assume they're going to try to hammer out the damage on the Delta Airlines Chevrolet, and they did ever so slightly. So he will come back out onto the racetrack. Meanwhile, as we look a little deeper through the field here, everyone's starting to get a little squirrely again here later on in this run. Starting to accordion in together, except for 1st and 2nd, they are gone. Sophia Fragniti and Ethan Lewis. Lewis, who's led the most laps tonight. Fragniti, who's recently taken the lead away from Lewis. We are closing in on the fuel window where we're going to see about everybody come down. Closing in on the pit window to see who will really make it to the end in 1st place. It's now on lap 31, 20 to go in this one. And it was about this time last night in the Scots National race we saw pit cycles, but of course that's a smaller tank. So we'll have to see when everybody comes down onto the pit road here. For this race, we could go as late as lap 40. But we'll just have to see what happens here. Nathan Smith, Owen Miles, Ben Crouch, Alexander Rowe, all going at it there for position. 5th, 6th, 7th, 8th, and 9th. Nice battles going on there from position 6 to 9. As Ribbleton's slow on the inside in the 81, started 41st in this thing, and looks like he's got a problem there in that Shell V-Power car in 39th position right now, side by side with Trey Wright. Wright going to stay in the 40th position for now, and Fragniti's coming down to the pit road, as is Kukulon and Macro. Crawford coming down to the pit road, Park, Hightower, and a whole bunch of others. Oh boy. I'd say about 40% of the field just came down on the pit road, and we got to be careful here. We got to watch out, make sure no one overruns this entry here. This is a very, very fast part of the racetrack to dive down on the pit road for. Lewis makes it down with no trouble, as does Smith, Crouch, Rowe, Tull, Miller. Everyone's looking good so far. Everybody minding their P's and Q's, going in single file. Arnsdorf. Oh, that's a little sketchy. They'll get it singled out, though. Thibodeau up front leading this thing according to scoring, but we'll wait to see here. Lewis, when's he going to come off of the pit road? Is he going to come out in front of Fragniti? And where is Fragniti? Where is the 38? And there's the 82 of Kukulon, not far behind her. So we'll watch them as they come off the turn here, because we could be watching the battle for the win right here. Here's Lewis coming off. And there's Fragniti going by. Will Kukulon beat the 51 out? Yes, he will. But now we got to watch for the 33 of Thibodeau, and it's not even going to be close. But Owen Miles, we're going to look for there in the 25. He's got a little slow pit stop there. Slow pit stop for Owen Miles. And Sophia Fragniti, no doubt, is going to take this race lead away here at the World Wide Technology Raceway. Standings still not updating. I'm fairly sure Fragniti is leading this thing. We'll see when they come around this time. Kukulon there, not very far behind that 38.66 seconds and 15 laps to go. Sophia Fragniti is up front. Kukulon there in second to potentially challenge for a race victory. They got the slow car of Chris Reynolds in front of them. Well, maybe not slow, but definitely damaged. We'll see if he ends up holding them up and ends up playing a factor. But Kukulon closing rapidly on that 38. That Combos Toyota looks strong here tonight. 14 laps to go in the Bass Pro Shops 500K. Kukulon not able to take the dive just yet. Wisely stays in behind that 38. Ethan Lewis 1.78 seconds back of Fragniti there in third. Then Macro, Thibodeau, and there's this pack of cars here back to ninth, and the rest of the pack back there 10th on back. But up front, the battle about to manifest between Fragniti and Kukulon, nose to tail, and Kukulon with a dive down to the inside, headed off into turn one. Fragniti takes the dive up top. Is she going to keep the lead? Kukulon got oh so close to taking it away. But now with 12.5 laps to go, you got to be careful to manage their tires. You got to be careful with when they do the overtake, when they battle, and how long they battle, because that could allow Ethan Lewis to close in as well in car 51. Kukulon is going to wait a little longer. Didn't get down there quick enough. Took too long to get down there, and Fragniti beat him to the punch that time. I don't think Reynolds is going to play a factor. I was worried at first, but now Kukulon, a dive headed off into turn 3. Fragniti, not enough room. Oh, he's trying to make it though. He's trying to make some room down there. 11 laps to go. Now he'll try it again down to the inside of turn 1 and 2. Fragniti up on the top side, slips. Here comes Kukulon. They're door to door off of turn number 2 down the back straightaway. Sophia Fragniti slipped on the outside in that 38. Kukulon to the lead here at Gateway, or maybe not for long if Fragniti can run up there. There's a whole lot of rubber laid down up there. Fragniti with a sling on the top side to try to get back on by the 82. Leads by half a car length at the line. Well, who's going to have the advantage heading off into 1? Kukulon was there enough on the inside. He's got the nose advantage coming out of 2. He's got a half car length now on the inside. From the camping area as they head into turn 3, Kukulon with a nose advantage. Fragniti trying to come back on top again. Kukulon runs her up the track a little bit, but this is going to allow Lewis to close in as they continue to be side by side for the lead. Dead even at the line. I had no idea who led that lap. That was Fragniti just by a nose. Kukulon and Fragniti putting on a heck of a battle here for the lead, and this is going to allow Ethan Lewis to close in. He is closing in little by little, lap after lap. The more they're side by side. Kukulon couldn't push Fragniti up enough. She's coming back up on the top side once again to hold on to the lead at 8 laps to go. Now what's Kukulon going to do when he gets off into this corner? just staying behind the 38, but now close in again ever so slightly. 8 laps to go in this one, 1.3 seconds. Fragniti to Lewis, 0.1. Fragniti to Kukulon. Kukulon trying to get back at that 38 again, slid wide in turn 3 and 4, and back against the quarter panel again, coming to 7 laps to go in this one. Kukulon gonna take the dive on the 38 for the race lead. We don't want to turn away from this because we have no idea who's gonna win this thing. Kukulon with a dive on the inside clears the 38 off of turn number 2. He has never won in the series. Could this be the night that he finally breaks through and gets it done after coming so close so many times? He gets 6 laps to go, this time by the Bass Pro Shop's 500K at Gateway. 0.44, the gap between the 82 and 38, but you know Fragniti is going to close back in all that she can over these next few laps. She's got a fast car tonight, but so does Kukulon, and so does Lewis, who's trying ever so carefully to close in, to not slip up like Fragniti may have just done in 3 and 4. 5 laps to go. 0.40 the gap. And this kind of battling they've been doing, folks, you better warm up the photo finish cameras. We could be getting ready to see a bangin' finish here at the World Wide Technology Raceway. Kukulon leading still, coming to 4 laps to go. He runs a little higher line, as did Fragniti. Lewis staying glued on that inside off of turn number 4. Got a little bit of a slower exit that time, though, compared to the top 2. The gap between 1 and 2, it grew a little bit, 0.40 to 0.43. They may have to worry about Christopher Reynolds after all, though, as he starts to show up in the view. Coming to 3 laps to go, this time by. Whoa, let's not turn away from this. Here comes Fragniti once again on the 82 of Kukulon for the lead at 3 laps to go. They're closing in again. 0.43 last time, 0.35 seconds this time. But is she going to close in quick enough where she might have a chance at a race victory? Is Kukulon's car going to make it to the end? Is he going to have a mechanical failure that may take him out of this? Coming to 2 laps to go. Is this going to be the one time everything goes right? Is everything finally going to manifest into a W? 2 laps to go. The popsicle's in the air in Madison, Illinois. 0.80 the gap from Kukulon to Fragniti. Lewis, 1.35 seconds, and it's not even a contest for Aiden Macro to get into a podium spot. 4.4 seconds off the pace as they'll round turn 3 and 4. Coming to the white flag, they're going to run up on the slow car of Reynolds. This could help Kukulon, though. White flag is out. One more time around. World Wide Technology Raceway Gateway. 0.96 seconds the gap. And Sebastian Kukulon looking to cruise home after so much heartbreak, struggle in his entire career. I have waited 3 seasons to say this, but it's finally coming true. Sebastian Kukulon, at long last, as he rounds turn 4, is a winner in the NOFSRL Cabela's Cup Series. Sebastian Kukulon wins the Bass Pro Shop's 500K, and I cannot believe it. I gotta stop for a second because I got a lump in my throat. Man. I don't know what to say. Sebastian and I have been friends for such a long time now. Since 2017 when we raced on Heat. For once, after one of these, I really am almost at a loss for words. I'm so happy for him to have finally won one of these races. It was a long time coming. And Sebastian Kukulon finally is a winner in the Cabela's Cup Series here under the lights in Madison, Illinois at the Gateway International Raceway in the Bass Pro Shops 500K. With a nice margin there, by the way, over Sofia Fragniti, 0.69 to the nearest hundredth of a second there, with an average race speed of 125.914 miles per hour. Make it the third, no, not the third straight, because we had Richmond in there, but if you take Richmond out, that would have been, let's include Richmond in that statistic then. That is 3 of the last 4 Cabela's Cup Series races that have gone caution-free. There we go, that's what I'm trying to say. But Kukulon finally is a winner ahead of Sofia Fragniti, Ethan Lewis, Uncharted driver Aiden Macro puts up a strong 4th place finish. Jacob Thibodeau there in 5th. Brad Crawford in 6th. Alexander Rose 7th. Nathan Smith 8th. Owen Miles 9th. Ben Crouch rounds out the top 10, and we will scroll through the rest of your standings here. The only car finishing a lap down was Trey Wright in the 90. Christopher Reynolds having got his back after everyone else went down for a pit stop. And just barely holding off Kukulon at the line, so he did not fall a lap down. But congratulations, Sebastian Kukulon. You're a winner finally in the Cabela's Cup Series. We will take a look at your driver standings, your owner standings, and we'll wrap it up here at the World Wide Technology Raceway at Gateway Motorsports Park. What a mouthful that is. Y'all take care, stay safe, and have a good one. Welcome to the NOFSRL.